start the whole journey. Okay? So next is beyond housing. So emerging sectors, the future. So affordable housing, student accommodation, mixed-use development, logistics and warehouse, healthcare facility, hospital, industrial park, data center, retirement community. We can go on and on and on. So the next phase of growth will be shaped by smart cities, right? Digital land administration, reducing title frauds and delay, public-private partnership, PPP, right? Sustainable construction, affordable housing financing, regional economic integration. There's a reason why I'm talking about this, because everything is not residential housing. This business is big. There's so many value chain here. So the after spotlight, the African Continental Free Trade Zone area is expected to leave demand for industrial property, logistic hub, and commercial real estate as intra-Africa trade expand. And we're going to see a lot of inter-Africa trade expansion in the next few years. So the core challenge is the 7 structural realities to plan around. Number 1, housing shortage. So high construction cost meets relatively low income. Number 2, land ownership problem. Unclear title, overlapping claims, customary versus statutory ownership, fraud, slow registration, legal due diligence is essential. Now, all this land ownership problem, there's money all over it. You can go into one of these areas and start making wealth for yourself. Just one of these areas. Okay? Because you can literally work with any of these governments to say, okay, can I come in by using technology to solve this problem for you people? Right? So you look at also expensive financing. This is, again, another new set of problem. Okay? Where in expensive financing, you have high rates, short term, and large down payments, limited mortgage access, right? Many buyers build gradually. So these are also parts of the problem. The infrastructure gap, you look at some areas still lack reliable power, right? Road, water, drainage, broadband. All of these are all money because you can supply any of this. Okay, you can supply any of this and begin to just take care of that. Now, regulatory uncertainty. So changing land laws, yeah, slow approval, right? You also have the issue of unconstitutional planning, bureaucracy, delay, all of that, another set of problems. Some of you who have contact with government, you have good relationship with government, you can go into this and begin to solve it and become the main company people come to help them resolve these issues. That's why lobbies exist in America. Construction cost, imported material, exposed projects to currency, swings, inflation, and shipping cost, right? So can you come with a technology that allows us to start building at a cheaper price and we can get all those raw materials locally? That's another. I think I watched somebody who started doing blocks from, I think, tire or something. There was a technology a young man came up with in one of these African countries, right? Informal settlement, rapid, so you have a lot of this informal housing that are not properly structured. People just, building houses without permits and they're just there, right? So rapid urbanization, outpaced planned and service housing. So this is another set of problem. So how anyone can start investing, let's look at that. Entry paths, from lowest to highest capital. The first, number one, is buy land. The most common entry point is buy near planned infrastructure. Verify ownership. Use a qualified lawyer. Avoid too good to be true deals. There are these deals that are just too good to be true. Very cheap. And you say, the Lord has done it finally. Finally. You say, what happened? Say, I saw this land. It was just so affordable. Oh, it could have only been God. My pastor has said favor will hit me this month. Well, many of such deals, you run into trouble, and then you realize that it was actually Satan that did it finally. It wasn't God. Okay, so properties can be expensive. Lands are now expensive. Pay good price and have peace of mind. Okay, buy from credible developers who can secure the land for you, right? They have the structure to protect the property. Because another thing to even buy the right land. But other people, there are now a lot of land grabbers across Africa who go about grabbing lands from people. So what if that is the case? Well, if you buy from a strong developer, right, they have a way of protecting those assets against land grabbers, and that becomes something that helps you. Okay, so make sure that you work with credible developers to secure. But the first easy entry path to real estate in Africa is buying land. The common entry, and like I said, buy near, major project that is coming up. Number two, rental property, apartment, duplex, small commercial spaces for steady cash flow plus appreciation. Everybody type cash flow. Everybody, I want to type cash flow, right? So real estate largely stands with cash flow. You want to work on a property where there is a consistent money that is coming in. But I want to ask a question. I need somebody to give me an answer. What is our biggest challenge when it comes to cash flow property in Africa? Does anybody have an answer? Anybody? Anybody have an answer? You can type it down. Someone say proper management. Everybody keeps saying management. Is that really the case? So another person say inflation. Another person affordability of property. Yes, I think it's the major problem is affordability of property, because you can have tenants not paying your rent, and then what do you do really? Bad economy. Thank you, Sunday. You're right. Bad economy. Because if tenants are struggling to pay their rent, and it's not easy to actually push people out of the house in Africa. So what then happens? Tenant is owing you money, they've not paid. So how do you really get your money? So this has become one of the major frustration when it comes to cash flow. You buy a house, you put a tenant, they're owing you. It's been a major problem. Now, can anybody think of a good solution to this? What do you think is a good solution to this? Anyone? What do you think is a good solution to this issue of tenant owing, not paying, creating delay? Anybody?
So I think when there is a proper legal process before you came into the building, so it won't take much stress. Though it's going to be stressful, but the stress is going to be minimal.
Yeah, I mean, you've tried, but I don't think that's really the issue. I think one of the major strategy, if you ask me, will be, in my own opinion, I think to really help will be, um, to actually buy property in places where is high net worth. Okay, so for example, delay, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Ikoyi VI, I'm just giving an example of Nigeria now. In areas like Ikoyi VI, it doesn't mean tenants don't owe, but it's rare, it's lesser because those places are quite expensive. So from day one, the caliber of people who can even afford to rent in those places rarely owe rent. And sometimes in those places, you also rent it out to their company. So it's their company paying your rent. Other strategies in those places is also the fact that it's your lawyer they deal with, they don't deal with you. So there's no issue of landlord versus tenant. They're just talking to your lawyer who is not emotional. So it's not easy for them to come and be kneeling down, begging you and say, oh, have mercy on me. If only you had shown me mercy. you know, if only you had shown me mercy, we will have been better off. No, no, no. You have to correct such, right? And I think it's always very, very important. Number three, partner with developers. Okay, so provide capital for a share of the profit. So, hey, I don't know how this real estate thing work, but I have money. I can drop money and then we share. And another way you can also maybe not have money, but you have land. So it's okay. Let your partner bring money and then you bring land. You also help with the development. So it can go either way. Number four is called REITs. REITs. Owned income producing real estate without buying outright. Diversification, lower capital, available variables across countries. So I want you all to go and do research on real estate REITs. We call it REITs, REITs. It works all over the world. It's a unique type of real estate, and you can go into that as well. Number five, property development. Buy, build, sell, higher returns, greater risk, need project management skills, but one of the best. Number six, real estate crowdfunding. So pool funds to lower the entry barrier. So you can do what we call fractional ownership, which is something like this. So you do not need millions to start. In fractional ownership, you create a situation whereby, let's say, a house is going to be $100,000, right? And you can say, hey, you know what? We need 20 people to own this house. So 20 people contribute $5,000 to raise your $100,000, and the 20 of them own the house. Okay, the 20 of them own the house, and then when tenant pay rent, they share the rental income. So you can come up with projects like that and use it to. So when people tell me I can't go into real estate because I don't have house, right? I say that's not true. Most of us, when I started real estate, I wasn't poor, but I didn't have all the money in the world. I leverage on having a good name. I have a good name, I have integrity, people trust me, and that was all I had, and that was all I used, and it worked. So don't always look at real estate from that angle of, well, if I don't have big money, I can't do real estate. You can leverage on, we call it social capital. If you have a good name, your good name can raise capital for you. Your good name can raise capital for you. It's just like in this meeting now. Again, don't try and make me feel good anyway. Let's assume I'm trying to raise 1 billion naira right now for a project in Africa. Okay? I just want to use it for experiment. And please do not lie. If you don't have it, don't join and say I have it. Please. I just want to use it for the purpose of the class so that others can learn. I need to raise 1 billion, right? We are 36 of us in this class. Now I want to assume not all 36 can afford what I'm looking for. So let me type 1 billion. I'll divide it by 20. I want to assume, again, I'm not sure. I want to assume 20 of you have 1 billion. So that's $50,000. Now, I mean, that's 50 million naira. How many of you here currently can afford to invest with me $35,000 for a project that I'm doing in Africa for $1 billion? I don't have any project like that. I'm just for the purpose of this class. How many of you have at least $35,000 you can afford to invest? If I were to have a project, yeah, let me see. I just want to count whether we'll find up to 20. Now, even if you don't find up to 20 in this class, I can do another meeting like this, Abi, till I get my 20. Okay, but for the purpose of this class, how many of you can afford $35,000 to invest in a real estate project if I'm the one coordinating it? Yeah, put in the chat box. Don't worry. People in your village are not here, so they will not know that you have that kind of money. In Africa, I realize that people are always scared to talk about that they have money because they think everybody will start asking them for money. Yes, I mean $35,000 cash. So if you have $35,000 cash that you can invest, just type I have. If you don't, just type I don't. So let's do the poll. I just want to see a poll. If you have $35,000 cash, you can invest. Just type I have. If you don't, type I don't have. So I have one. I think I've seen one. Let me see. I see two. Two. I don't want by faith, please. You have it cash, not. I don't want by faith. Thank you for the faith. You have it right now. You are sure you can do it? Because I want to just do a poll to be sure. So I've seen one. I've seen two. Two. Okay. Everybody must vote. Oh, the way I'm waiting for the rest of you because I'm checking. I just want to even know. Somebody says that if it takes you too long to get something, your network is poor. You should change them. So if in this class we can't even get at least 5 people or 10 people that have $35,000, I'm training the wrong set of people. Because the goal of this class is to be able to have people that are ready to invest in real estate, okay, and just need exposure, they need training, but they have the resources. That's actually the vision we have when we're putting this together. It's not for those who don't have. Now, the question I know is that what if I don't have, what's now my pathway? If you don't have money in real estate, you're really serious about doing real estate, can anybody guess what you should do? May not have been in this class, but let me digress into it. You don't have money right now, but you love real estate and you want to do real estate. What do you think you should do? Anybody wants to tell us? What should such person do? Anyone? Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I
Go
think
ahead
such
now.
a fellow should be. Yeah, I think such a fellow should be more serious in being a rater for now.
But why are you saying such a fellow? When I said those who can afford $35,000, did you raise your hand?
No, sir.
So why didn't you say we should
Yeah, I think
start by being
I
a realtor?
Peter, should be more serious as a rater.
Because that's where you want to start. If you don't have the resources, then you should go and meet GTEx and Associates. GTEx and Associates is the arm of GTEx that helps you to help us sell our property in Dubai, in US, in Nigeria, in UK, and you get commission. We've raised millionaires from that program. You should go and meet them and say, please help me. We even got a sales coach. I've been training them Mondays to Friday, training you on how to be a better salesperson. That's where you should be. That's where you should be. Many people know what can turn their lives around, but you just don't do it. You know, you may know what can change your life around, but not do it. Let me tell you one of the secrets of wealthy people. Wealthy people have the discipline to do what they don't like, as long as it can bring the result that they desire. Can I say that again? Um, by the way, why have we not started streaming? I've been waiting for streaming since I've not seen streaming. Where's Isaac and the team, Mary and Co? Why are they not streaming yet? Okay, wealthy people this is the difference between rich and poor. Rich people are disciplined enough to do what they don't like. They don't like it all. But as long as they know that thing can generate money, they will do it. Poor people, on the other hand, what's the weakness of poor people? On the other hand, once they don't like it, I'm not going to do it. That's why the subject of go for your passion. Do you know the people who go for their passion the most? There are two categories of people who go for their passion the most: poor people and children of rich people. Let me say that again. Two categories of people that go for their passion the most: poor people and children of rich people. And I hope you can deduce the difference. A rich man's son can afford to chase their passion. But a poor man or woman cannot afford to do that. DJ Copy is the daughter of a $1, and she woke up one day and the DJ she wants to do. Right? The first thing the dad did was to make sure that his daughter performed at the inauguration of President Muhammadu Buhari. I don't know how many of you remember. In fact, that event was one of the events she used to unveil her DJ skill. So first of all, by even being the child of a rich person, you will not do it anyhow. If Davido were not to be a billionaire's son, his career would not have grown the way it has grown. Okay? So some of us are struggling because we are so obsessed with this passion, follow my dream, follow my passion. Right? You need to face the reality that the two people who do this the most are either poor, and a poor person can't afford passion. Go for what's paying the bills. The second category of people are children of rich people. And children of rich people can afford to chase their passion because their parents have done the work. They've done the heavy lifting. My own children now can chase their passion. They can afford to do it. But I couldn't have afforded to chase my passion because my passion was acting. Most people don't know. My passion was to act in movies, on stage. Okay, that was my passion. But I knew I was going to be poor. Imagine I had followed my passion. You would not have met me. You would not have met me. So, however, now I can chase my passion. I'm about starting my movie business. I'm working hard on it. Right? So if you now have money, you can now start going after your passion. $10 likes to ride bicycle. In his 60s, now he's riding bicycle in city. When you don't make money, you can go for your passion. Have we learned something today? Has this class been good? Azikolo Okere again, why are they not streaming this class? I need an answer. You could have gone to the comment section and typed something. Okay, so let's go on. I want to recommend this class for every one of you. It's called the Real Estate Business Masterclass. We're going to be looking at 12 real estate businesses that you can do. It's highly recommended. We're looking at residential real estate, commercial real estate, retail real estate, land banking and development, event rental real estate. Most people don't know that event is a real estate business and you can make so much money from it. Luxury real estate, warehouse real estate, hotel real estate, short-let real estate, agricultural real estate. Most people don't know how much money you can make from agricultural real estate. Student housing real estate, cemetery real estate. There's just so many of these opportunities to really make good money that a lot of people are not taking advantage of. And you can go into that now and make good money for yourself. Okay? So, and I highly recommend that you come for this class. It's $1,500. Those of you who sign up today will be getting 50% discount. So you need to use the word RBM. We made the code to be available. Can they drop the link on the comment section? So just go to www.stephenakintayo.com/RBM. Go there now, use the code RBM to reduce the price from $1,500 to $750. And if you want to do transfer, you see the transfer option as well, but you have to do it today. Now, if you want to even do it better, you have a little bit more, then you can come for a 90-day business blueprint program. Now, this is for those of you who already own your business and you're trying to scale your business. This program is $5,000, but we're giving you an opportunity to pay just $1,000 today. And we're starting this on the 4th of July, which is this coming Saturday. So you don't want to miss this for anything in the world. Go to www.stephenakintayo.com/business. You can use the coupon code as well to reduce it from $5,000 to just $1,000. Okay? That is the offer I have for you today. Now, how many of you are interested in this offer? How many of you are interested in this offer? Can you type in the comment section? Whichever of the offers you're interested in, just indicate. Let me see. Anybody? Type in the comment section. Anybody interested? Now, if you're interested in the real estate business masterclass, just type real estate business masterclass. If you're interested in the 9-figure, just type 9-figure. Now, if you're interested in the 2, just type I'm interested in the 2. I'll probably find a way we can give you some further discounts. So kindly indicate which one you are interested in. I'm waiting. I want to see those of you who are interested, by the way. Okay. If you're interested, just indicate. I love people who are serious and they're ready to commit immediately. Not people who want to, I want to think about it, I'll come back, I'll look at it, I'm not sure. You see, in this life, I've always said this, it's not knowledge that changes your life. It is knowledge that you act on. Knowledge itself does not change your life. It is the knowledge that you take action on, knowledge that you act on, that's what really changes your life. Everybody's looking for, I want my life to change. I want knowledge. Knowledge does not change your life. It's knowledge that you act on. You have to take action. And action is never easy to take. Never. Right? It's one of the hardest things to do. But when you do it, you transform your life. So how do you de-risk the de-risking playbook? So you want to go into this sector. How do you de-risk? Research with local markets. Research the local market. Never assume. Right? Trends apply across different African countries. Real estate in Nigeria is different from Ghana. Ghana is sold in dollars. Real estate in Ghana is different from Cameroon. The laws are different. Everything is different. It's not the same. right? Evaluate infrastructural plans, right? So confirm land titles, focus on genuine demands, understand laws, diversify, build reputation, a reputable local team, right? Sometimes we're doing business and we don't even have a local team to work with, right? So it's good to go into this, but you must do what you need to do. Okay, on clear and ownership, weak infrastructure, inconsistent planning rules, title fraud, currency volatility, regulatory changes, political uncertainties. These are the biggest problems of real estate in Africa. So to de-risk it, you need to do more local research. You need to confirm title. You need to understand local laws. You need to evaluate infrastructure plans. You need to focus on genuine demand. Are people really interested? It's not just, I'm trying to do something. Do people really want to do it? Diversify, build a reputable local team before you say you are going into it. That's what you want to do. So don't just, I've seen people try to start a business based on assumption. And I think people want it. Don't think people want it. Test it. Do some research to be sure people really want to invest. So countries to watch out for when it comes to real estate: Nigeria, Ghana, Rwanda, Kenya, South Africa, and Egypt. And I'll take South Africa out of it because so African real estate is fundamentally a local business. Success depends on specific city, neighborhood, legal framework, and demand drivers, not continental-wide assumptions. So you can never just assume what works in other African countries works everywhere. No, one country has its own unique peculiarities. And if you're going to go far in this business, is your ability to treat every African country separately, almost like they're a whole different continent on their own. So why many investors fail in Africa? The knowledge gap, success gap. Information alone doesn't guarantee success. If it did, failure would be rare. Yet many investors still struggle with all the data at their fingerprint, knowing that what to do isn't enough. You must know how to do it and how to avoid costly mistakes. Google, YouTube rarely helps you in Africa because in African real estate, we don't have enough data, right? So in some parts of the world, like America, we did a training earlier. We did Dubai, we've done America. So this is Africa. When we were doing the American one, everything mostly, there are laws. You can find them. But in Africa, you can read all the books, you will not find how each area works, right? So you have to go and partner with those who have done it, who understand the local market to work with them. The most common reason investors fail: wrong properties, so buying without market or local analysis, unreliable advisor, right? Acting on poor or unverified guidance, weak negotiation, leaving better deals and terms on the table, skipping due diligence, not investigating financials, property, or market conditions, poor cash flow in management, weak planning creates liquidity crisis, giving up too soon, right? No resilience when the first setback hits. So the cost of learning alone show up across 5 dimensions: financial losses, waste of time, missed opportunity, eroded confidence, compromised credibility. So don't joke with what we are teaching you today, guys. You cannot do real estate business in Africa based on assumption, based on goodwill, based on I have integrity, right? Based on what will be, will be. God is on my side. What God cannot do does not exist. In Africa, you need to get, in fact, the word is follow those way no road. That's why mentorship and continuous learning the fastest route to success, right? A qualified mentor is your straight strategic partner. Someone who have gone that journey, he knows how it works. Continuous learning is non-negotiable. Technology integration, global investment trends, diverse financing, digital marketing, advanced negotiation, legal compliance, certification, signal credibility, commitment, mastery, establishing expertise, building stakeholder confidence, advancing career, setting you apart from the self-doubt. So very, very important to look at this and take it. So when I say come for the real estate masterclass, all of you are looking at me, a whole 35 people, all looking, right? If you cannot afford, right, $750 for training, then why are you in this class? Right? Whether you just want to even be a property agent, because many of you, the least of you have a degree, a university degree, and you spend more than $750 to get it. Many of you borrowed money from family members, and with all that degree, you are not yet financially free. And you are looking at opportunity to learn a business that can make you a billionaire, that God has helped me to raise many billionaires in this business. And you're looking, just looking. So the real estate business masterclass with certification, you get certificates. It helps you to build credibility. If you go and meet somebody now and say, I've just learned real estate with Dr. Stephen, he gave me certificate. I learned it for 5 weeks, right? Come and partner with me. Let me execute what I learned. How many of you think there's a higher chance somebody will give you money? Okay, can you raise your hand? There's a higher chance compared to if you don't have that. All right, compared to if you don't have that. So you must understand how, because most time when people say money is the problem, money is not the problem, right? Money is not the problem. The problem is that you don't look like the person money can come to. You have to look like the person we can give money to. You have to look like the person that we can trust with money. Okay, so recognition is the first. Practice mentorship, practical investment strategy, professional networking. You'll be able to meet other people who are going to real estate sector that you can come together and make and do the first project. But one of the things we are trying to do is that in this class, we would come together, contribute money, and do a project together. That all of us will co-own that real estate deal. All of you are excited about that, right? So that we all co-own that real estate deal, and we share the profit together, own it together. And so for me, it's an opportunity for you. In 5 weeks, you become really a professional. And you also be learning sales and marketing mastery. How do you, because if you are doing real estate, but you don't even know how to sell. You build the property, nobody's buying. You started your estate in Africa, nobody's investing. What's the point of that? You want to learn how to also market so that when you have a property, people are investing with you. Okay, that's one of the reasons why you need to attend the mastery class. And I hope you do everything it takes. So take away, and your path begins now. Opportunity in 7 lines. By the way, Isaac, did you record this entire class or it wasn't recorded again? So take away, Africa is a demographic investment, 2.5 billion people, median age of 19 by the year 2050. Land banking and affordable housing are the highest conviction long-term play. Okay? Win with the specific city, not the continent. So every city has its own unique opportunities. The deficit is the opportunity. So you are looking at over 50 million housing deficit, 1.4 trillion financial gap, Look beyond housing, logistics, industry, student, healthcare, data center, all of this are rising. Real estate follows infrastructure. So buy in front of the road, rail, ports, free trade zone. Okay? Do your due diligence, clear title. So win again in a specific city, not the entire continent. The close. Every expert was once a beginner who committed to systemic learning and mentorship. Success isn't about being born with advantages. It's deliberate decision to acquire the right knowledge, skills, and guidance. Don't simply invest in property, invest in becoming the professional who builds sustainable wealth. Register with the Real Estate Business Masterclass we set today, and I look forward to seeing you at the topmost top. Okay? Really look forward to seeing you at the top. So, any question? Any questions so far? Yes, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
I have a question, sir.
Yes, go
And
ahead.
yeah, my question is this: is it possible for government to take away a property, maybe from a company? Maybe, for instance, a company bought a land for some time and the place is not being developed, and probably the government decided to take away the property, sir.
So,
I have I have an example. That's what I'm saying. Last week, I heard the FCT minister, Chief Barrister Yuson Wike, when he went for commission, he said Julius Berger owned a property there, and Julius Berger does not develop the property, so he has decided to tell his boy to take over the property. So that's why I'm asking. And I know company like Julius Berger will do everything and have every documentation. So I heard it directly from him. It's not maybe somebody say. I hear him saying it directly. So that's why I'm asking, sir, if the government can take over your property despite you have all documentation. Thank you, sir.
so I'm not sure he was talking about um I'm not sure he was talking about, in my own opinion, I'm not sure he's talking about that. I feel he's probably talking about um a contract that was given to Julius Berger. Thank you guys for thanking me. I appreciate you. I feel that he's probably talking about a contract they gave to Julius Berger. Okay. And that Julius Berger did not finish it. That's what I believe could be the case. But I really don't think, in my own opinion, I think it's probably a project they gave to Julius Berger and that they've not finished. That's the way I see it. Again, in my own opinion, no. So, but that's the way I think. I don't think he's. I really don't think he can just wake up. They
Can I?
do. They do, and if that happens to be the case, is an
Okay.
attempt, and he can always take it to court. With a good lawyer, you can't win such, right? Such can never be won with a good lawyer.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Oh, next question. Next question.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, sir. Sir, please, I have a question, and my question is this. In my state of residence at the moment, there are many landed space available that is just free, bushes left and right. So my sincere question is this: what is the approach that one may deploy in order to seek for maybe consent to make a deal with maybe the government, because I feel all the landed properties are owned by the government, so that such land space, instead of it to be left without any investment done on it, one can take up that as a project, because there are many of such available here.
Come again with your question.
Okay, sir. So, sir, the question is this: in my state of residence at the moment, there's a lot of unused land space. That's the amount of lands that are vacant, bushes, are much, and the government doesn't for